Tonight, perhaps your heart feels a little heavier than usual. The house has grown quiet. The lights are dim. The day has finally come to an end. And yet your mind is still awake. Thoughts continue to move through your heart like waves that refuse to become still. Perhaps you have been thinking about your health, about appointments that are coming, about changes in your body that remind you that time keeps moving forward. Perhaps you have been thinking about finances, wondering if what you have saved will be enough, wondering what the years ahead might hold. Or perhaps your thoughts have drifted towards someone you love and miss deeply. A spouse, a parent, a brother, a sister, a dear friend whose voice you would give anything to hear one more time. And maybe what hurts most tonight is not simply the worry itself. Maybe what hurts most is feeling as though no one truly knows what you carry. People see your smile. They hear you say that you're doing fine. They see you continue moving through life with grace and strength. But they do not always see the silent battles, the fears you keep hidden, the questions you ask when no one else is around, the tears that remain unseen, the sighs that escape when the room becomes quiet. And perhaps there are moments when you wonder if anyone truly understands, if anyone notices, if anyone stays. But tonight, before another anxious thought takes hold, I want to gently remind you of something beautiful. You are not alone. Not tonight. Not in this moment. Not in this quiet room. God is here. He has not stepped away. He has not forgotten your name. He has not overlooked your pain. He knows every burden you have carried, every responsibility, every sacrifice, every disappointment, every unanswered prayer, and He remains near, close enough to hear every whispered prayer, close enough to notice every hidden tear, close enough to comfort every troubled place within your heart. Take a slow breath. Allow yourself to breathe in deeply and breathe out slowly. Let your shoulders relax. You have done enough for today. You have worried enough for today. You have carried enough for today. Tonight is not about solving tomorrow. Tonight is not about having all the answers. Tonight is about resting in the presence of the one who has never left your side. Stay with me tonight, together. We are going to place every burden into God's hands. Together, we are going to let go of what has felt too heavy, and little by little, breath by breath, may His presence quiet every troubled place within your heart, because tonight is for peace. Tonight is for healing. Tonight is for comfort. Tonight is for rest. And tonight, you are safe. You are seen. You are deeply loved. And God is staying beside you through the night. There is something deeply comforting about being truly understood, not having to explain yourself, not having to pretend that everything is fine, not having to hide the weariness behind a smile, simply being seen, fully known, and gently loved. Perhaps tonight you are carrying a tiredness that sleep alone cannot fix, a tiredness that has gathered over many years, years spent caring for others, working hard, showing up, being dependable, being the one people leaned upon, being the one who stayed strong when others needed strength. And now, in the quieter seasons of life, perhaps your own heart longs to be cared for. Perhaps you lie awake some nights wondering why rest feels so difficult to find, why your mind keeps returning to the same worries, the same fears, the same unanswered questions. God understands those nights. He understands the mornings when you wake feeling exhausted even after hours in bed. He understands the uncertainty that sometimes comes with growing older, the concerns about retirement, the fear that savings may not stretch as far as you hoped, the anxiety that appears before opening a medical bill, the apprehension that comes before another doctor's appointment. He understands the moments when your body reminds you that life is changing. He understands the fear of losing independence, the fear of becoming dependent upon others, the fear of needing help after spending so much of your life helping everyone else. God understands loneliness too, the loneliness of empty rooms, the loneliness of waiting for a phone call that never comes, the loneliness of remembering conversations that once happened every day. Perhaps there was a season when your home was full of laughter, full of movement, full of voices, and now the silence feels unfamiliar, heavy at times, painful at times. God understands that ache. He understands grief. He understands missing someone whose absence still feels impossible to accept. He understands the memories that arrive unexpectedly, as a photograph, a favorite chair, a familiar scent, and suddenly your heart remembers what it has lost. God sees every hidden tear, every sigh, every worry you never speak aloud. He notices the exhaustion behind the words, "I'm okay, I'm managing, I'm doing fine." And the beautiful truth tonight is this: you never have to explain yourself to him. He already knows, he already understands, and he stays, even in the darkest hour, even when sleep feels distant, even when fear feels louder than faith. He remains beside you. Take another slow breath. Allow your heart to soften. You do not need to be strong right now. You do not need to carry every burden alone. God is near tonight, closer than you realize, more compassionate than you can imagine, more faithful than your fears. You are not forgotten. You are not invisible. You are deeply loved. And tonight, perhaps for the first time in a long while, you can simply allow yourself to rest in the comfort of being fully known by the one who has never stopped caring for you. You are safe, you are held, and God is staying with you through this night. There are burdens that many hearts carry quietly, burdens that rarely become part of conversations, burdens hidden behind kind smiles, polite words, and routines that continue day after day. Perhaps you know exactly what that feels like. Perhaps there are worries that have lived inside your heart for so long that you have almost become accustomed to carrying them. The fear of illness, the fear of hearing news you do not want to hear, the fear of forgetting things you once remembered so easily, the fear of becoming dependent on others, the fear of losing the freedom you have worked your whole life to maintain. Perhaps there are moments when you wonder what the future will look like, what the next 5 years will bring, what the next season of life might ask of you. Perhaps you have quietly asked yourself questions like, will I have enough? Will I remain healthy? Will I be able to care for myself? Will someone be there for me when I need them? These questions can feel especially heavy at night. During the day, there are distractions, things to do, places to go, small moments that keep the mind occupied. But when evening comes and the world grows quiet, the heart often speaks more honestly, and sometimes it speaks through fear. Sometimes it speaks through sadness. Sometimes it speaks through loneliness. There are people surrounded by others who still feel deeply alone. There are hearts that long for conversations that used to happen every day. There are empty chairs that still carry memories. There are voices that are missed, hands that are missed, simple moments that are missed. Perhaps you miss being needed. Perhaps you miss sharing meals with someone you loved. Perhaps you miss hearing your name spoken by someone who is no longer here. And grief has a way of visiting unexpectedly. It appears in ordinary moments. A favorite song, a familiar scent, an old photograph tucked away in a drawer, a memory that returns without warning. And suddenly the ache feels fresh once again. God never minimizes those feelings. He never says your pain is too small. He never asks you to pretend you are unaffected. He welcomes your sorrow. He welcomes your fears. He welcomes your questions. He invites you to bring them close instead of hiding them away. You do not need to carry them forever. You do not need to bury them beneath busyness. You do not need to convince yourself that you should be stronger by now. God understands what nobody else sees. He sees the burdens hidden beneath your smile. He sees the courage it takes simply to keep moving forward. And he lovingly reminds you tonight that your heart was never meant to carry every burden alone. Perhaps tonight can become something sacred. Perhaps tonight can be the first night in a long time that you stop fighting to hold everything together. The first night in a long time that you allow yourself to exhale, to soften, to rest. Because in the next few moments, we are going to listen to promises from Scripture that were written for weary hearts, exactly like yours. Promises meant for anxious nights. Promises meant for grieving hearts. Promises meant for seasons when you feel tired and uncertain. Promises that remind you that God is still near and that His presence is able to quiet even the most troubled places within your heart. And perhaps this is the moment to allow your heart to become still, not because every problem has disappeared, not because every question has been answered, but because God's promises remain true. Even on nights when your heart feels weary, even on nights when anxiety feels louder than peace, even on nights when sleep seems far away, God has always spoken tenderly to tired hearts, to hearts that carry grief, to hearts that feel forgotten, to hearts that are trying so hard to stay strong. And maybe tonight, these promises were written especially for you. God is near to the brokenhearted, near, not distant, not watching from far away, but close, close enough to hear your sighs, close enough to see the tears that never reach your eyes, close enough to sit beside you in the silence, close enough to whisper peace into the places within you that still ache. Take a slow breath and hear these words gently settling over your soul. Do not fear, for I am with you. Not tomorrow, not someday, but now, tonight, in this very moment. God is with you. He is with you in the quiet room. He is with you in the uncertainty. He is with you in the waiting. He is with you in the loneliness. He is with you in the memories. He is with you in the questions that still have no answers. And because He is with you, you do not have to face this night alone. Jesus speaks words that weary hearts have treasured for generations. Come to me, all who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Not pressure, not expectations, not demands. Rest, the kind of rest that reaches beyond the body, the kind of rest that quiets anxious thoughts, the kind of rest that reminds you that you are safe. You do not have to hold everything together. You do not have to keep carrying every burden. You can come exactly as you are, tired, concerned, uncertain, perhaps even afraid, and still be welcomed with tenderness. God also invites us to cast all our anxieties upon Him. Why? Because He cares for us. He truly cares. He cares about the financial concerns that keep you awake. He cares about the doctor's appointments. He cares about the people you miss. He cares about the prayers that have not yet been answered. He cares about the burdens you have carried in silence. Nothing is too small. Nothing is too complicated. Nothing is too heavy for Him. And there is another promise that feels especially comforting tonight. The Lord watches over your coming and your going. He watches over your days. He watches over your nights. He watches over your past. He watches over your future. Even now, even tonight, even while you sleep, He remains faithful. So let these words settle gently into your heart. God is near. God remains. God watches. God comforts. God restores. God gives peace. Take another slow breath. Allow your shoulders to relax. Allow your heart to loosen its grip on fear. Little by little, moment by moment, the weight becomes lighter because God's presence is stronger than anxiety. His love is deeper than loneliness, and His peace is greater than uncertainty. Tonight, you are safe. Tonight, you are held. Tonight, you are deeply loved, and perhaps now, your heart is ready to speak honestly with Him, to bring every fear, every burden, every anxious thought into the loving hands of a God who never leaves. Father, tonight I come before you exactly as I am. I do not come pretending to be strong. I do not come pretending that I have everything figured out. I come with a heart that feels tired, with thoughts that have been restless, with worries that have followed me into this quiet night. You know every fear I carry. You know every burden I have tried to manage on my own. You know the concerns that return when the house becomes silent, the thoughts about tomorrow, the questions about finances, the uncertainty about the future, the concerns about health, the responsibilities that still weigh heavily upon my mind. And Lord, I confess that sometimes I become overwhelmed. Sometimes I try to control what only you can hold. Sometimes I spend hours thinking about things I cannot change. Sometimes I carry worries that were never meant to stay in my hands. Tonight, I bring them to you. Every fear, every anxious thought, every burden that has become too heavy, every unanswered prayer, every uncertainty, every concern about tomorrow. Father, you already know what tomorrow holds. You are already there. You already see the path ahead. You already understand what I cannot yet understand. And because you are there, I do not have to be afraid. Teach my heart to trust you. Teach my heart to rest. Teach my heart to release the need to have every answer. Quiet the thoughts that keep racing. Quiet the fears that keep returning. Quiet the tension I have been carrying in my body. Ease the pressure in my mind. Slow my breathing. Calm my heart. Help me remember that I do not have to solve every problem tonight. I do not have to prepare for every possible outcome. I do not have to hold the future together, because you are already holding it. Father, I place my financial concerns into your hands. The bills, the uncertainty, the fear that there may not be enough. I place them into your care. I place my health concerns into your hands. Every appointment, every ache, every diagnosis, every fear about what lies ahead, I give them to you. I place my family into your hands. The relationships that feel distant, the conversations I wish would happen, the people I love and worry about, I release them to you. And Lord, I place my own weary heart into your loving care. I have carried enough. I have worried enough. I have struggled enough for today. Tonight, I choose to rest. Tonight, I choose to trust. Tonight, I choose to believe that your presence is greater than my anxiety, your faithfulness is stronger than my fears, and your peace is able to reach places within me that no one else can touch. Take a slow breath and breathe out gently. You are safe tonight. God sees every hidden tear. God understands what nobody else sees. God has not forgotten you. He is near. He is listening. He is holding every burden you have placed into his hands. So let your heart become quiet. Let your breathing slow. Let tomorrow remain in God's care, because tonight is for peace. Tonight is for healing. Tonight is for rest. And tonight, you do not have to carry anything alone. Father, there are moments when loneliness feels heavier than words can describe, especially at night, when the distractions fade, when the television is turned off, when the errands are finished, when the world grows quiet, and all that remains are memories, thoughts, longings, and the deep desire simply to feel close to someone again. Perhaps there was a season when your home felt different, a season filled with voices, with laughter drifting through the rooms, with familiar footsteps, with conversations that happened so naturally you never imagined they would one day become memories. Perhaps someone once sat beside you every evening, someone whose presence brought comfort, someone who knew your routines, someone who shared ordinary moments that now feel precious beyond words. And now the silence can feel overwhelming. Sometimes the quiet feels peaceful, but sometimes it feels painful. Sometimes it reminds you of what has changed, of who is missing, of how life has unfolded in ways you never expected. Perhaps there are nights when you miss hearing the phone ring, nights when you wonder why certain relationships have become distant, nights when you ask yourself why some people seem to drift away with time. And perhaps what hurts most is not simply being alone, but feeling unseen, feeling forgotten, feeling as though your heart still has so much love to give, yet no one seems to notice. Father, you understand this ache. You understand the loneliness that can settle into a person's spirit. You understand the sadness of empty chairs, the grief that returns unexpectedly, the longing for conversations that once happened every day, the longing to feel needed, to feel remembered, to feel cherished. And tonight, Lord, I ask you to fill every empty place with your presence. When the house feels too quiet, be my companion. When memories return, sit beside me. When tears come unexpectedly, comfort me. When loneliness whispers that I have been forgotten, remind me that heaven knows my name. Remind me that I am seen, that I am loved, that I am treasured, that I still matter deeply, not because of what I can do, not because of how many people call, not because of how busy my life is, but because I belong to you, and your love does not fade. Your love does not grow distant. Your love does not become distracted. You remain faithful, steady, present, even in the darkest hour, even in the quietest room, even in the moments when no one else understands. You understand? God sees every hidden tear. God understands what nobody else sees. God has not forgotten you. He sits beside you tonight, close enough to hear your prayers, close enough to comfort your heart, close enough to remind you that you have never been abandoned. Take a slow breath. Feel the gentleness of this moment. Allow yourself to rest in the truth that you are deeply loved. You are not invisible. You are not forgotten. You are not alone tonight. God is here, and He is staying with you through every quiet moment of this night. Rest now. You are safe. You are held, and His presence is enough. Father, Tonight I bring before you every place within me that still hurts, the places that no one else can see, the places I rarely speak about, the places where disappointment still lingers, where grief still visits, where fear still tries to settle. You know every wound I carry, the wounds caused by loss, the wounds caused by change, the wounds created by years of responsibility, sacrifice, and quiet endurance. You know the weariness that comes from being strong for so long, the exhaustion that settles deep inside the soul, the kind of tiredness that sleep alone cannot heal. Father, you know every ache in my body, every pain that reminds me I am growing older, every concern about my health, every moment of uncertainty, every appointment that causes anxiety, every diagnosis that has brought fear into my heart. You understand all of it. Nothing about my journey surprises you. Nothing is hidden from your loving eyes. And tonight, I ask you to touch every place within me that needs healing. Heal the sadness I have carried for too long. Heal the disappointments I still revisit in quiet moments. Heal the regrets that continue to whisper in my mind. Heal the memories that still bring tears. Heal the loneliness that sometimes feels overwhelming. Heal the fears about the future. Heal the worry that has stolen my peace. Heal the anxiety that has kept me awake. Heal the exhaustion that has followed me from one day into the next. Father, restore what anxiety has taken from me. Restore calm where fear has lived. Restore trust where uncertainty has settled. Restore joy where heaviness has remained. Restore hope where discouragement has grown. Restore rest to my weary heart. Restore stillness to my mind. Restore peace to my spirit. And Lord, if healing comes slowly, help me trust you in the waiting. Help me believe that you are still working, even when I cannot see it, even when I do not understand it, even when the journey feels long. Remind me that healing is not always immediate. Sometimes healing is found in peace. Sometimes healing is found in comfort. Sometimes healing is found in learning that I no longer have to carry my pain alone. And tonight, Father, I choose to believe that you are near to my worries, near to my fears, near to my memories, near to my tears, near to every fragile place within my heart. Take a slow breath and allow yourself to receive this truth. God sees every hidden tear. God understands what nobody else sees. God remains close to you, closer than fear, closer than loneliness, closer than uncertainty. And His presence is gently reaching into every place that still aches, bringing comfort, bringing peace, bringing healing, little by little, moment by moment, breath by breath. You are safe tonight. You are loved tonight. You are held in His care tonight. And perhaps even now, your heart feels a little lighter, a little quieter, a little more at rest, because healing has already begun, and God is faithfully watching over you through this night. And perhaps now, after carrying so much for so many years, this can become a holy moment of surrender. Not surrender as giving up, but surrender as finally allowing yourself to rest. Rest from striving, rest from worrying, rest from feeling responsible for things that have always been beyond your control. You have carried many burdens. You have carried responsibilities. You have carried disappointments. You have carried losses. You have carried unanswered prayers. You have carried fears about the future. And perhaps you have carried them for so long that they have begun to feel familiar. But tonight, God gently invites you to loosen your grip, not because your concerns do not matter, but because they matter deeply to Him, and because He never intended for you to carry them alone. So for just a moment, imagine yourself placing each burden into His loving hands, slowly, without rushing, without pressure, simply letting go. Place your finances into His hands. The worries about retirement, the uncertainty about tomorrow, the questions about whether there will be enough, give them to Him. Place your health into His hands. The aches, the appointments, the medications, the fears that arise when your body feels different than it once did, give them to Him. Place your family into His hands. The relationships that feel distant, the children you pray for, the grandchildren you long to see more often, the conversations you wish could happen, the hurts that still remain, give them to Him. Place your grief into His hands. The people you miss, the voices you still long to hear, the seasons of life that have passed, the memories that still make your eyes fill with tears. Give them to him. Place your regrets into his hands. The things you wish had gone differently, the words you wish had spoken, the opportunities you wish had not slipped away. Give them to him. Place your fears into his hands. Your fear of aging, your fear of dependence, your fear of being alone, your fear of what lies ahead. Give them to him. You do not have to hold them tonight. God is holding them for you. Take a slow breath, and as you breathe out, imagine releasing one more burden. You have carried enough. You have worried enough. You have cried enough. You have tried hard enough. For today, it is enough. God remains awake, so you do not have to stay vigilant. God remains faithful, so you do not have to hold everything together. God remains present, so you do not have to fear being abandoned. He is here. He is near. He is strong enough to carry what feels too heavy for you. And perhaps now your heart can finally begin to rest, not because every circumstance has changed, but because you are no longer carrying those circumstances by yourself. Tonight is for surrender. Tonight is for peace. Tonight is for healing. Tonight is for trust. Tonight is for allowing yourself to simply be held. God sees every hidden tear. God understands what nobody else sees. God has not forgotten you, and he will continue holding every burden you have released into his hands. So rest now. Breathe slowly. Let your shoulders relax. Let tomorrow remain in God's care, because tonight you are safe. Tonight you are loved, and tonight you are not alone. And now there is nothing left for you to carry, nothing left to solve, nothing left to figure out before sleep arrives. For this moment, simply allow yourself to rest. Allow yourself to be cared for. Allow yourself to receive the peace that God has been gently placing around your heart throughout this night. Take a slow breath. Breathe in deeply and breathe out softly. Feel your breathing becoming steadier. Feel your shoulders becoming lighter. Feel your body settling into the safety of this moment. You are here, and God is here. You are not alone tonight. God is near tonight. God remains beside you. He has stayed with you through every worry, through every memory, through every prayer, through every tear, and he is still here now. So let these words become a quiet song for your soul, a gentle reminder, a place of rest. God is with me. I am safe tonight. I am deeply loved. I am not forgotten. I am not abandoned. God knows my name. God knows my story. God understands what nobody else sees. God sees every hidden tear. I do not have to carry tomorrow. God carries tomorrow. I do not have to control every outcome. God is already there. My future is held securely in his hands. My fears are becoming lighter. My heart is becoming quieter. My breathing is becoming slower. My mind is becoming calmer. I release my worries. I release my need to understand everything. I release the burdens I was never meant to carry alone. I choose trust. I choose peace. I choose surrender. I choose rest. God watches over me. God protects me. God comforts me. God restores me. God remains faithful, even while I sleep, even through the long hours of the night. Even when I awaken and worries try to return, God remains. His love remains. His presence remains. His peace remains. Take another slow breath. Allow your eyelids to become heavier. Allow your thoughts to drift farther away. Allow the concerns of today to become quieter. You have done enough. You have carried enough. You have worried enough. For today, it is enough. Tonight is not about striving. Tonight is about resting in the arms of a loving Father. Tonight is about remembering that you belong to him. You are cherished. You are treasured. You are held. There are still beautiful moments waiting ahead. Still mercies waiting to unfold. Still reasons to hope. Still reasons to smile. Still blessings yet to come. Your story is not over. God is still writing it, and he is writing it with tenderness, with compassion, with faithfulness, with love. Rest now. You are safe. You are loved. You are held in his care. And as peace settles more deeply into your heart, sleep can come gently, quietly, naturally, like a gift. Because tonight, you are finally safe enough to let go, and God will remain beside you through every moment until morning. And now, dear heart, The night has grown quieter. The worries that once felt so loud have begun to soften. The burdens that seemed impossible to put down have been placed into loving hands. And for this moment, there is nowhere else you need to be. Nothing else you need to accomplish. Nothing else you need to carry. You have done enough for today. You have loved enough. You have worked enough. You have worried enough. You have tried enough. And now, it is time to rest. Perhaps today was difficult. Perhaps there were moments when you felt unseen. Moments when you wished someone had asked how you were really doing. Moments when you longed for understanding, for companionship, for comfort. Perhaps there were moments when your heart quietly whispered, "I am tired. I need peace. I just want to feel safe again." And tonight, God has heard every one of those whispers. He has seen every hidden burden, every silent tear, every anxious thought, every fear about tomorrow, every memory that still aches, every unanswered prayer. He has held them all with tenderness, and He has stayed beside you. He has not rushed away. He has not grown weary of your questions. He has not become impatient with your fears. He has remained faithful, just as He always has, through every season, through every loss, through every disappointment, through every chapter of your life. And He will continue to remain. Take one more slow breath. Feel your body becoming heavier. Feel your mind becoming quieter. Feel your heart becoming calmer. Tomorrow does not belong to fear. Tomorrow does not belong to uncertainty. Tomorrow belongs to God. And because tomorrow belongs to Him, you do not have to hold it tonight. You can release it. You can trust Him with it. You can allow yourself to sleep, because the God who watches over the stars is watching over you. The God who holds the oceans in His hands is holding your life. The God who has carried you this far will continue carrying you still, even while you sleep, even through the quiet hours of the night, even when you awaken and worries try to return. He remains, always near, always loving, always faithful. And if you awaken before the morning light arrives, remember this gentle truth. You are not alone. God is with you. You are not forgotten. God remembers your name. You are not abandoned. God remains beside you. You are deeply loved, completely loved, forever loved. So let your breathing become slow. Let your thoughts become still. Let your heart rest. Allow peace to settle over you like a warm blanket. Allow comfort to surround you. Allow yourself to simply receive the gift of this moment. You are safe tonight. You are seen tonight. You are cherished tonight. You are held tonight. And nothing can separate you from the love of God. Nothing in your past. Nothing in your present. Nothing waiting for you tomorrow. His love remains. His presence remains. His peace remains. Sleep peacefully tonight. Rest gently tonight. Be comforted tonight. For God is watching over you. God is staying beside you. God is carrying you. And until the morning sun rises once more, you can rest knowing this beautiful truth. You are safe. You are loved. You are not alone. And God will remain beside you through the night. Amen.